My name's CARA Rose, and this song is called What Next? I quite like to tell you, just you wait until the day where we can be just us. I know a place I'd like to be. Maybe I'll take you with me. 'Cause I see some light just flew out of your eyes when I smiled, and I knew that look was true. Tell me what you like in the morning, that a sunrise keeps me going. The light moves us forward, thoughts come cursed by you. What next do I do? There goes my head, 'cause I see some light just flew out of your eyes when I smiled, and I knew that look was true. Some light just turned on inside, then I smiled, 'cause with you I was true. Under a lavender sky like a child, you danced. Well, I could have cried. Don't tell me how it ends, I'm not ready to know. Or let this one go, 'cause I see some light just flew out of your eyes when I smiled, and I knew that look was true. Some light just turned down inside this time, 'cause with you, I was true. Well, it was quite a weird time because I had these songs for quite a while, just sort of sitting there, and I'd been like gigging around the sort of Glasgow area for a good few years before I actually released any music. I was just trying to find my feet, find myself as an artist, and what kind of music I wanted to make. So I was sitting on the songs for a long time, and then we had all these plans, and then I went and recorded them, which was amazing. We did half of the EP down south with Matt Ingram, so that was an amazing experience. But then obviously when we had all these songs ready to go, the pandemic hit, so it was quite bizarre. It didn't actually stop any of our plans in terms of releasing. Maybe allowed us a bit of space to sort of, at least it gave us something to do in that time while we couldn't play live. So, of course, it was such a terrible situation, but I just tried to make the most of it and still had all of this new music to release, which was really good because it kept me going, and it was still like very exciting for me. It was like something to look forward to, like coming out of it, even though we never knew when that was going to be. But the whole process, it's like it's such a blur now. Like I know it was like only 2 years ago, but the past even like 3 years has been like such a blur. And a lot of the time as well when I'm writing, like I don't really remember it as such. I just kind of like go into this State of Mind. And I just come out the other side with a song and I'm like, oh, I don't even know where that came from. And then they sort of build up and then I go back and then look at the best ones and then I release them. So yeah, I was really happy to get my first EP out. It was called Urges in lockdown. And then I kept that going and released another EP last year as well. Which was all like written and recorded during lockdown. So I still kept myself quite busy throughout the past 2 years, even though I couldn't like perform them live for a while. The offer came from DF, if I remember correctly. So I think they were the ones that suggested me and put me forward, which thank you. I was like, oh wow, that's mental. Like I was very familiar with who they were. Hadn't listened to a lot of their stuff, but I knew that they were big and a happening thing. So I was like, also the Barrowlands is like a dream venue of mine to play, and everybody else's, I'm sure. Uh, yeah, it was amazing. I really enjoyed myself, and I was a bit nervous because I was like, I'm not sure how their audience or crowd would take me because we're quite different. Um, but there was just lots of drunk, smiley, happy faces, so I was taken in quite well, I think. Oh, the Glasgow music scene is like shit hot at the minute. But it has been, I think, the whole time I've sort of like been in it for the last few years. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm often blown away by how many talented folk I have around me and who that I've got as pals. It's incredible. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by all of this talent. And there's just more and more happening. It's just like somebody else pops out of the woodwork and you're like, oh my God. Yeah, it's a nice little community. I don't think I've been in any situations where I felt sort of really intimidated or like somebody's looked down upon me or whatever, or like, oh, who are you? I feel like people that I come across are always pretty open armed and like, oh, what do you do? That's cool. Do you want to do stuff together? This next one's called In My Head. I like the way you don't look at me, but you're still giving me the side eye. I'll try to be mysterious, but will you let me? I bet you don't even try, and that's driving me wild. Tell me, do I compare to those girls in your head? In your head. Hey there, why ain't you here? Right here. Through dreamy eyes I see you walk alone with me. Let's go, you know I've never wanted more than to show you how I feel. I've never wanted more. Darkness knocks as you wake up. Consciousness slips on mind trips. Do you remember what you said? 'Cause I play it over in my head. In my head. Hey there, why ain't you here? Right here. Through dreamy eyes I see you walk alone with me. Let's go, you know I've never wanted more than to show you how I feel. I've never wanted more. In my head. In my head. In my head. In my head. So locally, artists that I listen to, because going back to talking about the whole thing about community within Glasgow, artists that I listen to in and around Glasgow are Zoe Graham. She's amazing. I've known her for years. We studied songwriting together. Goodnight Louisa, who I recently got into, she's just brought out an album called Human Dagger on vinyl, so you should go listen to it because I just bought it for my dad's 60th and he's such a fan already. Fat Mantra is another local artist who is just wonderful. I really am attracted to kind of like unique voices. Like if you hear a voice and you go, oh, that sounds like so and so, they've just got a certain sort of lilt about their voice that's really recognisable. Yeah, there's so many local musicians that I listen to, but beyond general artists that I'm like really vibing with at the minute are Yeba. I think she's from America. She just has like the most insane voice, and like the runs that she can do is just like, yeah, she's got a crazy talent, and I would love to be able to even just see her live one day. Never mind be in a studio with her. Yeah, but if you're watching this, I know. I listen to a lot of Leon Bridges as well. He's sort of like soul poppy. Jordan McCampa. Yeah, you should all go listen to these guys. So I mentioned earlier about the Barras. The Barras is still up there. Like I still would love to be able to headline the Barras, have my own show there, just fill it out with like flowers and fairy lights. That's like the dream. But beyond that, I really would just like to look beyond the UK. Like I'd love to go to like France, play some lovely sort of intimate shows in France, Germany. I've not done any gigging outside of the UK before, so yeah, I would just like to get out there and sort of take my music beyond the UK and yeah, meet more audiences. This song is called Lovin. Like a shadow, I'll follow your mind. I wish was mine the beauty, consequently seen from the outside. I'll follow your words, and when I leave, I will return. Or taking it all as I go. I'm learning to be a part of who you are. Where would I be without you loving me? Where would I be without you loving me? You gave me more than enough, and the garden grew to be tough. That's the reason I bear the heavy of the seasons, knowing that under the glow of day and night, I'm fine, I'm fine. And as they say, a large part to play is the dawning. The fall can't catch me. I'm learning to be a part